celebrating the incredible West Carroll High School class of 2026. As the superintendent, it is an absolute honor to welcome you to this momentous celebration. This year has been a journey of firsts for me, but the absolute best part of my first year has been watching all of you reach the finish line. Class of 2026, look around this room. Every face you see is here because they believe in you. You have navigated challenges with grit and filled our hallways with thunder pride. You've proven that you are ready for whatever comes next. Today isn't just the end of a chapter. It's the launch pad for your future. Whether you're heading to college, trade school, the military, or straight into the workforce, you carry the strength of this community with you. Thank you all for making my first year so unforgettable. Congratulations, class of 2026. Now let's celebrate your moment.
It is my privilege to welcome our first valedictorian, Carroll, to the stage. I graduated yesterday from Highland Community College as part of our College Now program. Hello. Before I begin, I'd like to say that it is an honor to be starting off the valedictorian and salutatorian speeches and to be a precursor for the two brilliant, hardworking people going after me. I'd like to welcome and thank everyone for taking the time out of their busy schedules to come watch the class of 2026 graduate. It wouldn't be the first time my class has made it to a spectacle, and it's sad that it's the last. We are the first class to be graduating from the same place we were promoted all the way back in 8th grade. Those days were only 4 years ago, but it feels like it's been forever since we've been in this gym for 8th grade promotion. Through staff changes, and moving buildings, and everything that we've been put through these past 4 years, we've made it. A question I've often been asked is whether I've been participating in college now at Highland Community College instead of staying at West Carroll High School was worth it. And I can confidently answer that question with a yes. Throughout my life, I've always been one to put my academics first over everything else. However, I've also been asked whether I regret going to Highland, and sometimes I do. Someone once asked me, why would you choose to grow up so fast? And I think about that question a lot. Because I initially didn't think about my decision like that. But as I look back on my time at West Carroll, I find myself feeling like there's now something missing from my high school experience. I find myself missing being able to sit with my friends at lunch, listen to the latest gossip, and move off. I've had so many missed opportunities, whether that was half my time required letting half 1 year, and cutting the number of practices and rehearsals I was able to go to in half the other. Most of all, I miss truly feeling like I was a part of my class, because despite what some people might say, our class is like a family. We can talk crap as much as we want about each other in our school, but nobody else can. A lot of us have grown up with each other since kindergarten, and those who didn't integrated quickly into our dysfunctional family. It's an emotional time for us. Some of us are leaving our families and homes, but all of us are leaving this makeshift one. However, while you all are leaving now, I left 2 years ago, and even though I'm still proud at the high school, it was never the same. But I want to thank you all, class of 2026, because even though I left, I was never treated any differently by you all. Yes, there was some drifting apart. Why would there be? but to my knowledge, I have never been treated unkindly or unfairly by you guys. Specifically, I want to thank my sister, Isabel Carroll, for being the bridge between me and West Carroll High School. Those of you who have been here since the beginning of our academic journeys know that my sister and I used to have a strange relationship. We were polar opposites, and sometimes we still are. I like to think we've come a long way since then. Isabel, you're my most and best friend, and younger than you would probably face, and how similar we have grown to be. I am so happy that we were able to grow up together. Just like how some of my success is because of you, I'll proudly say that some of your success is because of me. After all, going through that first cheerleading camp together when you were barely 10 years old turned you into becoming a 4-time All-American cheerleader, and me discovering what science did was quite good fight a long time ago. I want to thank my brother, Cole, for being there when I was stressed or sad and making me laugh or singing with me. I want to thank my parents for investing in my future. Mom, Dad, thank you for always believing in me. I want to thank the staff and faculty at West Carroll High School for believing in this class. And I specifically want to thank Dr. G and Mrs. Gunderson for advocating for me this year. If there is one thing I want to leave the class of 2026, as well as future generations, it's this. Stay a child while you can be a child. It's a quote from a line from Into the Woods, and in the song it is said with manipulative intent, but to me it has a different meaning. As you go through life, treasure your youth, treasure your happiness, treasure things that bring you joy and fulfillment, because one day those things will be gone. Treasure the memories you had here, because one day you will forget. Treasure the experiences you've been through, because we'll never have anything like them. We all have to grow up at some point. It's a fact of life. But remember how this moment feels and keep it in your heart, because in the future, you'll look back at this moment and everything before this as the good old days. Thank you. Congratulations, class of 2026. It is my pleasure to now introduce Kathy Wilson, our second valedictorian.
All right, I'm sorry in advance if I start crying. I'm just gonna warn you all now. High school is nothing like High School Musical. I would like to thank everyone in attendance who supports the class of 2026. Thank you, parents, siblings, other relatives, friends, the administration, the school board, and the community. I would especially like to thank the other 67 seniors sitting in front of me right now. Don't put a point for me, Ryan. We did it. We got our credits, we made our entries, and in just a few minutes, we will be graduates. To quote Master Ruway, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why it's called the present. As I am up here in front of all of you right now, a constant adjective starts to escape my mind in describing the class of 2026. Connected. I think it's because of this building. Unlike most of you who have been here a majority of your life, I moved here in the 8th grade. I started in this very building. I believe together we have come back to a full circle moment. From ending 8th grade here in 2022 to now 12th grade in 2026. the first class to graduate in this building, and I'd like to think first class that made the biggest impact in this very building. Some would disagree, but I've always believed that this class had a strong loyalty to one another. Some of my peers would disagree due to senior assassin. Good job, Henry, by the way, for winning. For other situations, the senior sunrise, senior sunset, and senior parade would contradict this disagreement. We always speak together. Think of today as a celebration. If not for your best friends or your family, then for yourself, because you did it. And so, a common saying is, you are your worst enemy. But I'm here to remind you that you won, because you're sitting here right now. These past 4 years, I've brought high school as a movie franchise or a TV show, but not any typical high school franchise like One Tree Hill or 10 Things I Hate About You. I thought of it more as Lord of the Rings or even Star Wars. I personally enjoy the prequels. I know some disagree. I know some think that Star Wars is too many. I found a quote from the first movie, something Qui-Gon Jinn says to Anakin. Your focus determines your reality. Those who have seen the film know Anakin was always preoccupied with something, and his focus elsewhere. People often forget that Anakin was only a kid when he thought Mission everything was wrong. Just how he has been saying everything was wrong. He was trying to compress his fears. Sound familiar? But remember, we all fail. We often make mistakes. That's what makes us human. The reason I compare high school to these movies is that we as well are not in unexpected journeys. Because even the smallest person can change the course of the future. An idiomatic expression often used is, let the little guy win. It is often asked if Daniel watches the Thomas inside the face of the universe. His response, Sauron believes that it is only a great power that can hold evil in check. But that is not what I have found. I have found it is the small things. Everyday deeds of ordinary folk that keep the darkness at bay. Simple acts of kindness and love. Why no hope guidance? Perhaps it is because I'm afraid, and he gives me courage. Without fear, there is no room for courage. Go back and believes himself to be a coward, when in reality, as soon as he stepped out of his house, out of the Shire, he had already found his courage. Just like all of us, when we first walked through these doors 4 years ago. The first time playing in a varsity game, and even trying something new, you have courage. If you tend to attend college, go into the workforce, or even if you're undecided, just know that you already took your first step, that you have courage, and that you can strengthen it. But when the courage is strengthened, remember where it came from. That place of vulnerability to put yourself out there, even when you have fear. You are more than what you become. Remember who you are. To my ladies, don't ever let a man diminish your worth. To my gentlemen, your mental health matters too. I encourage all of you, and I mean all of you, that every day you wake up, you pause, you take a break, you take a breath, you make a positive impact on the world. And always remember, you is kind, you is smart, and you is important. I've lived to look animals as a career, and if nothing I said today sticks with you, remember this. You think the only people who are the people who look and think like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you learn things you never knew, you never knew. At a young age, Pocahontas was teaching us empathy for others, and even empathy for wildlife, as well as our earth. She says, and we are all connected to each other in a circle, in a loop that never ends. I know the speech is filled with many quotes, and I know I can say them without even quoting them, especially since Gus is the only other person with disability at this speech. But the reason I quote so many films and books is that they truly teach you things, valuable lessons, and proper ways to treat others, and to always speak what you believe. I promise I'm almost done, and of course I have a few more quotes to share.
First was Shakespeare. Some are born great, some achieve great, and some have great skills to talk. The reason I share this quote is that every single person in this room is destined for greatness in life in three ways. Those of you who believe that being 18 years old automatically grants you adulthood still have some things to learn about maturity, but that goes for everybody. All my states, whether you win or lose, looking back and learning from your experience is part of life. Maturity is not leaving your vehicle or accomplished, nor learned at thing. Maturity is learned in its states. Learning from your experience is part of it. Lastly, it well may be that we will never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made of what I learned from you. You'll be with me like I knew on my heart. Who can say if I can change for better? But because I knew you, I have this change for good. Congratulations, class of 26. It is my pleasure to announce Connor Knapp as our salutatorian.
Good afternoon. It is truly an honor to stand before you today as your salutatorian for graduating class. Today marks the end of early mornings, stress, and hard work, at least until moment. I've learned a lot in high school, but one lesson stands out above the rest: character matters. I would move forward in our pursuits, have so much to do with character. It's not whether challenges will come along, but whether we will elevate ourselves and face them head on. Because at the end of the day, character is what guides us to make the right decisions. For me, a big part of this journey has been wrestling. Wrestling teaches you a lot: discipline, toughness, and how to function while being extremely tired all the time. There's nothing quite like stepping up onto the mat, knowing it's just you, your opponent, and everything you worked for. It's a sport that doesn't let you hide for your weakness, for your strength, it's all out there. It teaches you how to win with humility, lose with accountability, and how to get back up every single time. But wrestling like high school isn't just about matching with the results. It's about people. Teammates who push you in practice, the long bus rides, the shared struggles, and the moments you realize you're a part of something bigger than yourself. Those are the memories that stick with you. The laughs, the inside jokes, and even the moments that didn't feel funny at the time, but somehow are now. Living in the dungeon at the answer has story for days. As we look around today, we see more than classmates. We see teammates, friends, competitors, and people who have helped make these years unforgettable. When we look back, we won't remember every sign or every test, but we will remember the people, the friends who sat next to us in class, who made us laugh when we needed it most, who turned ordinary days to something we will never forget. I want to sincerely thank everyone who helped shape us into who we are today. Our administration, teachers, school staff, and coaches. Thank you for investing your time, energy, and patience to us every single day. You didn't just prepare us academically, you helped us grow as people. The lessons you taught us about perseverance, responsibility, and integrity will stay with us long after graduation. I'm incredibly grateful to you for making this journey possible. want to thank my family and thank my parents. And above all, thank God for giving me the strength, the opportunities, and the people in my life that helped me get to this moment. As we move forward, we're all heading in different directions. Some of us have everything planned out. Some of us are still figuring it out. And honestly, some of us are just hoping for something that guides us in the right direction. And that's okay. What matters is that we take what we've learned here and use it. The resilience, friendships, the lessons we carry, all of that with us. There's one thing high school taught us, it's that we're capable of more than we think. We've faced challenges, adapted, and kept going even when we were tired, stressed, or really just didn't feel like it. And no matter what comes next, we're ready. So class of 2026, as we leave this chapter behind, so let's remember where we started, appreciate how far we've come, and be excited about where we're going. Let's carry our character, our resilience, and our experiences into whatever comes next. Congratulations, class of 2026. Thank you.
Members of the board and honored guests, as principal of West Carroll High School, I certify to you that each student sitting and standing before you have completed all the requirements of study prescribed by the laws of the state of Illinois and the West Carroll School District. I recommend these students be granted their respective diplomas with all rights, honors, and privileges belonging thereto. Aiden Riley Allen.
Plans to attend Highland Community College.
And Helena Cecilia Alvarez. Aiden J. AC.
Going into the workforce.
Noah Bradley Atherton.
Plans to work in construction.
Lily Elizabeth Baker.
Going into the workforce.
Brock Evan Ballard.
Going into the workforce.
Aubrey Danielle Bentley.
Plans to attend Highland Community College, major in business entrepreneurship and business marketing.
Jackson Ryan Best.
Plans to attend Morrison Tech, major in construction trades and engineering.
Joseph Michael Blazin. Lane Tex Marshall Bork. Alyssa Nicole Boyer.
Going into the workforce, specifically, she plans to work with children.
Riker Richard Bedelia.
Plans to attend Highland Community College and major in business administration.
Macy Marie Carroll.
College, major in ed communication, will continue her education at Iowa State University.
Francisco Jared Seha.
Plans to attend Highland Community College and major in business management.
Summer Faith Christine Corcoran.
Online classes while she works.
Raymond Robert Roscoe Davies.
Roscoe plans to attend the University of North Alabama to major in GIS.
Danica K. Isengay.
Plans to attend Hyman Community College to major in studies, early childhood education, and lifelong.
Andrew David Pietola Boyd.
Andrew is going to Iowa Valley College, where he will major in justice.
Caitlin Ray Foley.
Hyman Community College, where her Gen Ed, then transferred to the four-year university.
Maddox Franklin Allen Gendrew. Allison May Gilmore. Brianna Joe Gilmore. Edward Elric Green. Matthew William Green.
School to become an electrician.
Corey Michael Griffin. Abigail Elizabeth Grunsky. Winter David Harrington. Caleb Ryan Herbstreit. Cole James Carroll.
Plans to attend Sauk Valley Community College for industrial electrical maintenance.
Emma Rose Carroll.
Another plans to attend Pennsylvania State University to major in forensic science with an emphasis in chemistry.
Isabel Grace Carroll.
Start at Hyman Community College to become a stenographer.
Alexandra Kimberly Jodry.
Plans to complete for Gen Ed before transferring to another university.
Noah James Johnson.
Plans to attend Sauk County Community College for construction and business.
Troy Allen Kendall.
Troy will continue his education and training here at Carroll next year.
Messiah Grace Henry.
College to study biochemistry and pre-med.
Jenna Marie Clens.
She is certified in equine massage therapy and transferred to SIU to major in equine science.
Connor Kirk Knox.
College where he will wrestle and to major in physiology, then begin working towards the doctorate to become a physical therapist.
Max William Purdue.
Attend Highland Community College for computer engineering.
Thomas Stanley Franz.
Studies and business.
Roger William LeBourne.
Roger plans to attend Quincy University to major in marketing and play football.
Noah Michael Laird.
To be an HVAC technician.
William Charles Longnecker.
He plans to attend Shepherd College.
Ladislaw Magana Jr.
Now he's planning to become a mechanic.
Caden Curtis Hutchins. Ryan David McGinnis. John Anthony Berlin-Menke. Race Alexander Mix.
Community College to work towards a certification, become an electrician or an HVAC technician.
Jesse Payton Overcast.
Attend Highland Community College to complete his Gen Ed, then transfer to a four-year university.
Nathaniel J. Parton.
Nate is going into the workforce.
Rowan Avalon Brown. Scarlett Joy Reyes.
Rose is going into the workforce with college plans in the future.
Wrigley Paul Robinson.
Ripley is going into the workforce with plans to go into the property.
Enrique Martin Rococo.
To become an electrician.
Brianna Marie Schaefer.
Bree is going into the workforce to work in hospitality.
Chance Matthew Chisler.
Where he will continue his baseball career.
Kellyanne Marie Schreiner.
That is plans to continue at Highland Community College, the nature in Dublin.
Nia Joylyn Schupak.
He has plans to begin online college classes.
Donna Allen Smith.
And nature environmental science.
Addison Elizabeth Soko. Aiden May Stallings.
The nature in fine arts.
Haley Jean Stratton.
For early childhood education.
Brooklyn Marie Taylor Crutchley. Caleb Matthew Venus Smith.
Study environmental science.
Sebastian Toscano. Steven Toscano. Adriana Sophia Wilcox.
Carroll, so he always majored in supply chain management and then transferred to Further University.
Katya Joanne Wilson.
At Western Illinois University, majored in geology with an emphasis in region and mountain.
Connor Joseph Winter.
Plans to go into surveying.
I'd like to introduce Senior Class President, Audrey Wilcox. For the record, please.
Thank you for watching today's show. What's happening? West Carroll would like to thank the support of the West Carroll School Board, West Carroll Administration, West Carroll Schools, and of course, the West Carroll communities. The social media marketing class would also like to give a big thanks to the West Carroll Education Foundation for their support in the purchasing of the video and sound equipment being used for the broadcast. Please support the Education Foundation.